Good day. Today, we will be presenting our study entitled The Effects of Malware Attacks on File Integrity and Data Loss in Personal and Organizational Computers. But before we proceed, let us introduce ourselves first. I am Jerome Dimaano.
I am Grace.
And I'm Patrick.
Now that we've introduced ourselves, we will now proceed to the first chapter. This part provides an overview of the study's background, focusing on the evolution and impact of malware on file integrity and data loss. It traces the history of malware from 1980s, beginning with the Morris worm, which caused widespread network damage. Over time, malware has grown more advanced, evolving from simple viruses that alter files to ransomware that encrypts data and demands payment. The paragraph explains that malware can infiltrate personal computers through phishing or infected downloads, leading to emotional and financial consequences for users. It also describes how organizations suffer operational disruptions, financial losses, and reputational harm, as shown by the Colonial Pipeline ransomware attack. Despite progress in malware prevention, there are still research gaps in understanding its varied effects on individuals and organizations. This study seeks to address these gaps by analyzing how malware damages data and by contributing insights to strengthen the cybersecurity and digital resilience. The research question will now be discussed by Chris.
Our research focuses on the question, how do malware attacks affect file integrity and data loss in personal and organizational computers? This question is crucial because malware, including viruses and ransomware, presents significant dangers to important digital data keep on computers. It aims to identify how these attacks harm or compromise files and what variances are present in their impacts on individual and organizational system. Through this exploration, the research seeks to determine the degree of data loss, the weaknesses in file safeguarding, and the efficiency of existing cybersecurity strategies. This research question ultimately aids in increasing awareness and formulating strategies to enhance data security against malware threats.
The objective of this study aims to understand the impact of malware attacks on file integrity and data loss in both personal and organizational computers. It highlights how malware can severely disrupt operations, steal sensitive data, and damage a company's reputation. The study emphasizes that importance not only using strong technological defenses, but also fostering a culture of cybersecurity awareness among employees. Its main goal is to identify how malware causes data corruption or loss and to explore effective prevention and mitigation strategies. Ultimately, the research seeks to help individuals and organizations reduce the risks and consequences of malware attacks through better security practices and informed prevention measures. This section shows the significance of the study. It highlights its value in helping both individuals and organizations prepare for and prevent malware attacks. It provides practical insights into vulnerabilities, costs, and protection strategies that enhance digital security. For businesses, the study supports risk management, cost reduction, and stronger cybersecurity planning, while for individuals, it promotes awareness and safer online practices. Overall, the study's findings can guide smarter decisions, improve data protection, and influence policies for better cybersecurity standards. This chapter outlines the research methodology, detailing the study's design, participants, data sources collection and analysis methods, ethical guidelines, and limitations. It ensures a systematic and unbiased approach to gathering and analyzing data on the effects of malware attacks on file integrity and data loss.
On this study, it uses a mixed method approach to understand how malware affects file integrity and data loss. Surveys show how often attacks occur and the level of damage, while interviews with IT and cybersecurity experts provide insights into attacker behavior, prevention, and recovery strategies. Combining both methods gives a complete and credible picture of malware impacts on individual and organizations.
The study will use both primary and secondary data to ensure credible and comprehensive results. Primary data will be gathered through structured questionnaires and interviews distributed electronically using both open and close-ended questions. To collect quantitative and qualitative insights on malware attacks and their effects on file integrity and data loss. Secondary data will come from reliable academic and institutional sources, including journals, cybersecurity reports, and case studies, to support and contextualize the findings. Together, these methods aim to provide a well-rounded understanding of malware's impact on personal and organizational computer system. Moving on to the data collection procedure, this is to ensure accuracy, reliability, and ethical compliance by obtaining necessary permissions, selecting qualified participants with relevant experience, and validating all gathered data. Participant consent and anonymity are upheld throughout the process to maintain integrity and credibility.
On data analysis procedure, we will use quantitative and qualitative methods to study how malware affects files and data. Surveys will be analyzed in Excel to see how often attacks happen and how much data is lost. Interviews will identify patterns like causes, prevention, and recovery strategies. Finally, both results will be combined to provide a clear picture of malware impacts on individuals and organizations.
The ethical consideration of our study ensures that all data used are handled responsibly and with respect of privacy. Since we rely on secondary data, we make sure not to expose any personal or sensitive information. Every source we use is properly cited to avoid plagiarism and maintain honesty in our research. We follow the do not harm principle, meaning we avoid misrepresenting any individual or organization. Overall, our study values confidentially, fairness, and integrity throughout the research process. The main limitation of our study is that it relies on existing or secondary data, which may not show the newest type of malware attacks. Because cyber threats involve quickly, some of our findings might become outdated as new malware appears. We also didn't have access to real organizational data due to privacy and security reasons. This means we focus more on reviewing reliable sources rather than doing experiments. Despite these limits, our research still gives a clear understanding of how malware affects file integrity and data loss.
That is all. Thank you for listening.